Hello everyone. First of all, let me wish you a very happy new year. Well, I started my new year with watching one of the movies which I was very excited to watch, but I just couldn't watch it for various reasons. And that movie is obviously Heretic because you can see it in the title, you can read it in the title. But let me tell you why I was very excited to watch this movie. First of all, Hugh Grant. The main hero of this movie or the main member of this movie is Hugh Grant, and I am an absolute fanboy of Hugh Grant. He is absolutely charming, and I really love the fact that he has now transitioned from being a very stereotyped rom-com guy to now a straight up villain and a very terrifying villain. And there is a quality of his character in this movie, or in fact in all of the movies in which he have played the villain or series, which is one of very good movie series which you can watch on HBO Max, and that series is Undoing. I've watched it. He was absolutely brilliant in that series. You should watch it as well. But anyways, the fact that he was perfectly cast for this role was because he is completely charming. He has that inherent charm in it, and he's a villain, and he is terrifying as well. So this guy is charming plus terrifying, and that's a very deadly combination for any villain. But anyways, the second reason I was very excited to watch this movie was that it was a horror movie starring Hugh Grant, and the movie got a lot of praise when it was released earlier. Not theatrical release, but even before that it was getting a lot of praise, and after the theatrical release it was definitely getting a lot of praise, and Hugh Grant's performance was especially getting a lot of praise. And no wonder why he got the Golden Globes nomination for Best Actor. Yep, he has been nominated for Best Actor for the Golden Globes, and that even added to the excitement for me to watch this movie. And finally I watched it, and I have to say, well deserved, absolutely. Now I may be biased because I am a Hugh Grant fan, but anyways, let's talk about what this movie is all about. Well, this is a horror movie, as I said, but it doesn't go in the supernatural side of things. It hints at the supernatural element a couple of times in the movie, a few times in the movie, but it really doesn't say blatantly that that it is a supernatural horror film, but definitely it's a horror film. And the fact that this movie comes from A24, the production studios, it definitely promises some quality content, because you just take the history of A24 in recent times. They have delivered bangers after bangers, but they have not been huge movies, but they have been like very indie movies, but very, very good movies. So anyways, what is this movie all about? So this movie is about religion. So the story goes something like this. I'm not going to give you any spoilers, but just let me set the premise. Just let me paint the picture of what this movie is all about. So we have a couple of girls who works for a church, and they are actually going out to recruit people or to just make awareness about their religion. And they go to people's house and educate them about Christianity and about their church. And on a fine day, which turned out to be a very rainy day and a very disastrous day and night for them, they chose to meet Hugh Grant's character. And Hugh Grant's character is that kind of a person who has studied almost all the religions in depth, and he's that kind of a guy who just wants that answer of what religion actually is, what God actually is. And all he does in this movie is try to prove a point. Now, what that point is and how he proves that point, it's all about the mystery, so I'm not going to tell you anything about that. But this is the basic premise of the movie. Two girls who work for a church go into a man's house to educate him about Christianity or about their church, and this guy is fully prepared, and this guy is a bit of psychotic as well. So yeah, that's the basic premise of the movie. So where the movie does really well is building that suspense. As this is a horror thriller movie, it definitely should have suspense, and the suspense is delivered pretty nicely in this movie. The way the actual story unfolds, it's also interesting. And there are a lot of questions in this movie which Hugh Grant's character asks the two girls, but it also is asking the same questions to us audiences as well. And we are constantly wondering about what the real answer should be, or what the correct answer should be. Let me rephrase it, what the correct answer should be. And whenever the characters take any decision in any direction, you are felt wondering, is this the right one? Where is this door leading? Where is that door leading? What will happen next? Now, I'll be honest with you, there are a couple of times where I thought that the movie is actually going too overboard, but then I quickly realized, no, this is just the part of the story, and this is just the part of the big grand plan. And as I was watching the movie, it was getting even more interesting. Now, there are also a couple of twists and turns in this movie which should be, and this should be pretty nicely delivered. And yeah, a couple of twists in this movie are nicely delivered as well. And there is a lot of thematic nature to this movie as well. For example, there is a theme with I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, there is a theme with certain kind of a thing, and that thing actually is set up at the start of the movie, then it's mentioned in the middle of the movie or in the later half of the movie, and then right in the climax it is again shown, and that actually asks us a question about what this was, what this mean. And believe me, it's not a big thing, but yeah, it feels good that the movie had a thematical element to it as well, which actually asks this question to the audience too about. Anyways, I'm not going to reveal it, but yeah, because the thing is, the movie asks us questions. Yeah, that's it. And it's not just Hugh Grant's performance was good, but definitely Sophie Tucker and Chloe East's performance was good as well. If you haven't seen this movie, I would definitely recommend you to watch this movie. And yeah, it was a good day to start 2025 with a damn good movie. Yeah, so that's it. If you are new to the channel, please check out some other videos on my channel as well. And if you like the content, please subscribe to the channel. And as always, thank you so much for watching.